Yo, this is the Clockwork Pi PicoCalc. It's a Raspberry Pi Pico based DIY kit that you build yourself. And thanks to a new firmware update, we can finally record audio on the device using an external recording module. The file browser was also updated to almost look like the Midnight Commander for Linux. And the engine got an update too, which now uses C++ for faster rendering. Let's get into it. The firmware we are using is called Picoware, and it has quickly become one of the top firmwares for this device because of the many included features. The update we're talking about is version 1.7.2, which was released 3 days ago. It includes our app to record audio to the SD card, a C++ game engine, a new login system, our 2-pane file browser that looks almost like Midnight Commander, a new text box C module, 3 new screensavers, and the settings were reworked too. Let's just hop right into it. Let's check out the file browser and then the new settings. And lastly, I'll show you how to connect the external module and how the recording app works. This is Picoware's desktop. We just click enter to open the library view, and then we go down to File Manager. And here we are. We now have a 2-pane window. From here, we can click on a directory to open it, or if we click right, we can go over to the next pane and open a directory, or we can open a file like this text file. Enter, and then we can click view. We can also edit the file right away. Click view for now. If you wanted to edit the file, we can just click back, click on it again, click edit, and now we can write edits directly. Okay, let's go back, exit. Now what's cool about this is we can copy and move files between the 2 panes. So that's how it works. So if we wanted to copy or move this file over here, we can just click it and we can click copy or move. We'll click copy, confirm copy, yes. And then there it is on the left side. Now within the file manager, we can also view our image files. Like I have one on here, I think called PicoCalc BMP, which is from the Clockwork Pi repository. And it opens up a printout of the device. We can also view JPEGs. Like I think I have one called test.jpg, which is just me holding up a peace sign view. There we go. Okay, now let's go and check out the settings. Back, go down to system, and then go and click on settings. Here we are in the settings. Now, before it was just 2 or 3 toggles, but now we have dedicated menus for these options. Dark mode is pretty straightforward. You can turn it on or off, and you'll be in and out of dark mode. Now it is set to on by default because honestly, it just looks better, as you can see. Next, we have the on-screen keyboard. Now for apps and views that use the keyboard, which is a GUI class that we have, you have an option to view the on-screen keyboard. By default, it was on in earlier updates, but some people didn't like that, so you can turn that on and off. Okay, let's go back. Next, we have use LVGL. If you turn it on, it'll use the LVGL graphics and rendering. From here we can go back. Next, which is new, is the theme color. Now in a future update, I'll have it so when you hover over it, you can see what the color is. But for now, you can just click on a color. Mine is set at violet. We can change it to yellow. Click enter. And then once we go back, now we see our selection color is yellow. But I do like mine at violet. Back to violet. There we go. Next, we have a debug mode. With the new logging system, if you turn this to true, it will save to the SD card. So if you turn it on, it'll save to the SD card. And then lastly, we have a time menu. Within here, you can set the date and time. And this is useful for devices that are offline If the time isn't correct, you can go and change that. To change the time, you can use the left and right arrow keys to shift through values, and the up and down arrow keys to change values. Okay. Then there's an option called GMT offset, which is used to offset the time synced from the NTP time server. Okay, back. Now let's go and check out our new app. Okay, let's talk about recording. To do so, we need a microphone called an INMP441. Now, you can find these on Amazon. They come in a pack of 5 and it costs just about $13. I've seen some for about $16 depending upon where you are. It's an I2C module that only takes 6 pins, and for its size and price, it's pretty incredible. Now, I created a prototype using a PCB and has the same wiring that's listed in the app. All we do is take the mic, we set that inside of the female headers, like so. And then on the side of the PicoCalc, it goes in directly like so. Now from here, we are ready to record. We just click enter, and then as soon as we click enter again, it will record. And it will keep recording all the way until we hit back. So it's recording what I'm saying right now. And once we hit back, we're done recording. And then if we pop in our SD card, we'll find the file on the root of the device as a WAV file. So if you want to try this yourself now, you need to get the pack of mics, I guess from Amazon, the INMP441, and you need 6 jumper wires. And let's start putting this together. So we'll be using both sides of the ports. The top side is mainly for access to the Pico, and the bottom is routed through the STM32. But what most people don't know is that GPIO0, GPIO1, and a few others are exposed, like 8 and 9. From the Pico are actually exposed through the STM32 port side. So how we're going to connect this is, let's start simple. Let's do our ground first. Ground is, we have it this way with the mic facing down. Ground is this port here. Okay. And we're going to ground this to the ground. Any ground is fine. This ground here at the bottom. And it fell off. Here, let's do it like this. Ground to ground. Good. Okay. Next, let's hook up the 3v3, which is the pin underneath. Take your red wire. 3v3. Boom. This is going to go in the 3v3 out at the top. Very top port. There we go. So we got this so far. Next is our SD pin. For that, we can use the. Actually, let's go and do the other ground pin as well. We have another black wire. This is actually for the one marked L/R. Now, if you set it to ground, it will use the left. And if you set it to high, like if we were to not ground this, instead set it to our VCC, then we will use the right side. So, that, and then the ground, the other available ground, keep that in there. The other available ground is actually down here, the very bottom. That's our next ground. Okay, so it should look something like this so far. Okay, next up, let's add the SD. Now this one goes to pin 21. And the SD is the one right underneath, right beside our VCC. So we can just, hands are so big. Here we go. That, and this one goes to 21. How this works is we have ground 28. And then we have 21. Put this in camera, 21 right there, like so. Okay, and then next, these two are going to connect to GPIO 0 and GPIO 1. So let's take our next wire and let's do the SCK. No, the WS is next. So WS is the middle one. This one is going to go to GP1, which is the same thing that's labeled UART0TX. So it is this one right. This is our 3v3. This is our RX. This is our TX. And then the last one goes right above it. SCK. Boom. This one goes right above it. Okay, here we go. Now let me pull this up so you can see this on the chart. Okay, so 3v3 to 3v3 like we did, ground to ground, SCK to GP0, WS to GP1, SD to GP21, and LR to ground. And I actually realized we have this flipped. Let's go and take a look. Yep, so we need to flip the orange and this we can just take those two out, brown in the middle, and this on the bottom like so. I can get this in there. Okay, and there we go. So it should look something like this. We have our 3v3 out, ground here, ground here. 21 is for SD, which is right beside the 3v3. We have our SCK going in GPIO 0 and the WS going in GPIO 1. Okay, now just like before, we can record, and this time I will play the audio. Just click enter again, and now let's talk. Yo, this is JBlanked. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. INP 441 test. Let's go. Okay. Now let's hear our audio. Enter. Now let's talk. Yo, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test. INP 441 test. Let's go. Yo, so that's the PicoCalc in March 2026. What do you think about the latest update? Do you think Picoware is headed in the right direction? Definitely let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated about the latest PicoCalc news, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.